Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. My name is Katana Malinowski, and I am the host of Transformational Art with Katana, making the unmanageable manageable. Welcome. Today, I have with me Jaime Lundquist-Munoz, the CEO and founder of Lucid Dreams Expert. Hello, Jaime.
Hello, Katana. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so wonderful to have you here with me today.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you too. Thank you.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in and find out more about you. So, who are you as a person?
Who am I as a person? Well, I am a lucid dreamer, and I am an explorer, and I am someone that loves life and likes to explore things that are beyond comprehension.
Mm,
And it's something that I feel like I was born with. I was born just to be explorer and have fun and enjoy life and just bring joy to the world.
wow.
That's how I see myself.
Well, that's awesome. What are a few more things that light you up?
Oh, what light me up, it's seeing people happy, smiling, um, just loving people, hugging, just wow, that's just been seeing people happy and healthy, and we can bring that back. We can all work together and bring that spark in all of us.
Yes, that's something that I've had conversations with other folks about. I love community. And I feel like that's something that's a missing element in today's world. And I do believe that we can bring it back. And I do believe we're bringing it back. But I can remember when I was young that there would be, block parties, or neighbors would have barbecues and people would invite it, and they would invite their other neighbors, or even the cities and communities would have park parties where they just invited people to have a great time. And that lights me up. And so I,
Yes.
I very much can resonate with that.
Yes, connecting with people, I think is so beautiful, being able to connect with people from
Yes.
all over all parts of the world. And everybody, it's so much fun to get to know cultures and how people think and how they act, and it's just beautiful. That lights me up.
It really is. COVID, for all of the negative aspects of COVID, there's been one positive aspect, in my opinion, and that has been the growth in being able to see and meet people from around the world through this venue here virtually. Our
Right.
world got a lot smaller. I know that I've met people all over the world that I otherwise wouldn't even have that opportunity for.
And same here. Yes, I have the opportunity these past 2 years to have a shift in my energy, in my body, in myself as a person. I feel like I have grown, I have evolved.
Mm,
Before
mhm.
I felt like I was stagnant, I was stuck. And suddenly, these past 2 years, I am not the same person I was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I have been exploring new venues. I've been learning and studying online for the past 2 years, and got my certificates in yoga, in energy healing, Reiki master, podcast, um, TV appearances, things like that. Writing, how to write a book, things that I always wanted to do, but I never felt I could. And
Mhm.
suddenly being at home and being able, thank you, Lord, for being able to take classes online. I feel I have grown, I have evolved, and it's
Mm.
bringing me to get to know more people around the world also,
Hmm.
which is fantastic.
Yes, it enriches our lives. So I'm sure folks would enjoy knowing what makes you happy.
Oh, what makes me happy is being with my family, my daughter, teaching people about lucid dreaming,
Mm.
astral projection, connecting with energetically with people,
Mhm.
and just when I meditating, I'm able to visualize the world and send that same happiness that I have within me, I send it out to the world, and that makes me happy.
Mm.
How about you, Katana?
Definitely my art. I'm a transformational art and wellness strategist, and I use the transformational art process that I discovered and developed myself. So art is definitely something that really gets me excited, and nature, but more specifically, the beach. I love being at the beach. Um, it it helps refocus me. It re-energizes me, and it gives me that point to reset and then go again. I'm like a child. As soon as
Yeah.
I get to the beach, I throw my shoes and socks off and I go running for the water. I'm just
Yes.
pants. It doesn't matter. I just get wet. I've had my children kind of look at me and go, "You're an adult. You shouldn't do that."
Connecting with nature. I love that. Yes,
Yes,
definitely. It grounds you.
yes, I love nature. So, with good, there's always bad. What are the things, or negative? It is, of course, what we ascribe to it. Good events, bad events, but energy can be transformed. So even if it's a negative energy, it can be transformed into a positive energy. But there's always a lesson from each one of those aspects. But what are the things that make you sad or angry?
Sad of angry. It's kind of hard for me to be too sad or too angry. I really don't get into that vibration. Um, However, if I see something that will upset me, is something that is injustice.
Mm-hmm.
Not how do you say it?
Injustice.
Yes,
Yeah.
I cannot see someone taking advantage of someone for their own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I can see someone in a different rank humiliating another person,
Right.
because we're all the same, we're all equal
Mm-hmm.
under our creator. So that really gets me sad, and not so much angry, because I know angry is a very powerful vibration that can be also destructive.
Yes.
So I'm not vibrating in that kind of energy, but rather I send energy into that sensation to transform it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I start visualizing is something better, rather than me being part of that energy. And if we all learn to work on transforming that energy that get us that fuels anger or this, or becoming a destructive, then if we transform it into visualizing it something beautiful, it's going to get better. Then you start sending good energy to it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're able to transform that. We had that power to transform things.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up, because that, of course, is one of my focuses with what I do. I help people transform the unmanageable and help them make it manageable so that they can have joy and peace in their
Yes.
lives. And I went through that. I was actually that very angry person because I have a profound history with abuse and neglect, molestation, rapes, and injustice in my own
Right.
life. And for a very long time, I didn't know how to manage that.
Right.
And I experienced the consequences, including a heart attack at 29, and a multitude of other physical ailments as a result of it. And I learned through my own process how to
Yes.
transform that energy
Exactly.
into the positive and make the choices that bring the higher vibration.
Exactly.
And I would also, in line with what you do and the experiences that I had, and we were talking about before we started, we get nudges.
Yes.
And it's a matter of learning how to pay attention to those. I've had a lot of them over 2 decades. And it was last year when I got the avalanche. That was like, okay, we keep sending you this. It's time for you to pay attention.
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
When you pay attention to how things are, how this energy is affecting me, that I'm seeing that is not aligning with me, then you're able to bring the focus of attention and make a change. Because it's all about awareness.
Yes.
If you bring awareness to your surroundings and what's happening to you, you will be able to not allow them to affect you.
Yes. The
Because
first two,
you'll be under control.
yes. And I do believe the two most important things that need to be there are awareness. And then the second is willingness.
Exactly. Willingness. Exactly. So I have realized that a lot of things can get me angry or sad only if I give them power to.
Yes.
And the moment I realized that I am the light, I am the power, no one can take it of me, then I'm not giving them power to anybody to get me upset, sad, or angry. Therefore, I'm going to have a peaceful life, happily, just doing what I love doing and not allowing things to affect me, my happiness, take my joy, I'm not going to give them that power. Don't ever give your power away. You always hold your power. I have been made fun of. I have been, people have called me names. People have told me, go back to your country where you came from. But you know what? When you shield yourself with the energy of, I am the light, I am the power, nothing can really affect you. Those words bounces out.
That's beautiful.
From all these people that they want to, because you don't look like them, or you don't act like them or something, and so they don't like you. But you know what? You cannot please everybody. So therefore, you get yourself straight up and keep walking, because I know who I am.
That's right. That's right. Well, that leads me to my next question. When you were growing up, what did you want to be?
Ooh, that's a good question. The funniest part is that I never wanted to grow up. I just thought it was boring being grown up. I always wanted to stay a child, be a kid, and explore and have fun and play. I'm still feel the same way. I still feel that I'm still that child. I'm still that child.
Yes.
So I joke with my daughter, because that's what she said, that that's what I didn't grow up in height. I'm 5'2", and she said, Papa Jaime, why wasn't that you didn't grow taller? And I said, because when I was a kid, I wanted to stay as a child, this height. And then she said, well, I'm gonna be taller than you. And I said, that's perfect. You can reach the cabinets for the kitchen for me. So
I love it.
yeah, so I'm always being a happy person and calm, and but um, but what I wanted to be doing, I'm doing it now. I'm connecting with people and loving people and reading books and learning, sharing my experiences around, and just I hope that I can be of service to everyone
Wow. That's
and bring
beautiful.
some balance, help to bring some balance in this world.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I really love that because in many ways I can relate to that, especially through art.
Hmm.
That's my creative outlet. And I've been doing that since I could pick up a pencil. And one of the stories that I shared was I remember the first time that I drew outside of the lines in a
Oh,
color book because I
yes.
watched everybody else sitting there being so careful
Yeah.
to stay in those lines. And I was like, but what happens when you go outside the lines?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah. Yes. And
And
it's very funny you mentioned that because that's my daughter too. You know, people tell her that she needs to stay inside the box painting,
mhm,
coloring. And she said, you don't have to be inside. She said this to me and she was like 6 years old. You can be out of the box. It's okay. You know, and she colored it outside the box. And when she finished, it was so beautiful.
there's something freeing about taking that movement and going outside of the box.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel like that's a representation for our society and for the world. You know, they want to categorize us, getting back to what you were
Right.
saying about not looking like someone, not thinking like
Yeah.
someone, not experience, just the ways that we find differences instead of
Right.
similarities. And to me, the world is that box that I want to color outside of the lines. And I actually just bought some blank lined journals to do the opposite of what was requested with the set of cards that I got for free writing and free journaling, where it said, you might want to have blank pages so you can just be free to draw. And I was thinking, I could do that even if there's lines.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
So,
And yeah,
yeah.
that brings me to something that I'm thinking right now is how we have been conditioned to
Mm.
be inside of a box.
Hmm.
Okay. So where I'm going to with this is that we have been taught to even being in this body
Mm.
and not out of the body.
So true.
So that's why I have realized growing up that in the lines of what you're saying, being out of the box, is that um, people are, for some reason, are afraid to explore the unknown, and
Hmm.
that's what they keep you. That's what they kept telling you: stay within the box, because the energy out of that box, we don't know that, we don't comprehend it, and we don't know where that will take you.
Right. Right. And there's a lot of other ideologies and theologies that don't want you to explore the idea that there could be something more to what is.
Right. Right.
So,
So
again, getting back to being afraid of the unknown.
yes, definitely. We've been taught to always be safe and stay in this lane.
Mhm.
And because if you go in this other lane, something may happen.
Oh, yes.
So for me, as an explorer in dreams,
Hmm.
I have learned that when I able to relax through meditation, breathing, and put myself into the zone or hypnagogic state of relaxation, I'm able to get out of this box
Mm-hmm.
and then explore something amazing out there.
Yes,
So you understand what I'm saying, right?
I do. I do. Yes, because I have.
But for our listeners, I want to say dreams can take you to uncharted territories
Yes.
that are amazing, beautiful, and there are some of them are even described on the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And it can help people to help manage their stress.
right? Yes, that's what I'm always calm. People always tell me, Jaime, you don't need any drugs or anything, marijuana or anything to keep you calm. You're so calm. That's what I've been told before. You're so calm. You're always so relaxed. Does anything get you mad? You know, it's like, not really. But at the moment you start exploring these things and you're exploring who you are, everything changes for you. It shifts.
Yes.
You know, you become more grounded. You become more secure of your who you are. Therefore, nothing around you can affect you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It would
and then go ahead.
it would be amazing for us to do a workshop where we kind of combine what we do
Yes,
just to
definitely.
see what that end product would look like for folks. That would be
Yes.
really.
Yes, because if we can help people to understand these concepts, I think we can make a big difference of shifting the energy around the whole planet and the whole universe. Because the whole universe sees we are one of the dense energy in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We are
Yes.
solid, right?
Yeah.
So in order to be able to come and experience this solid energy, it takes a lot of tons of energy to be
Right.
born in this planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's very important to align ourselves with the energies and connect with the other energy forms in the universe.
Right.
We're so disconnected from the source, from each other, we need to bring that back.
Yes.
And the moment we do that, we're going to light up the whole planet and the whole universe, because the light that is within us is so magnificent, so bright, that can bright up the whole universe. That's how important we are.
Yeah. We're each important equally.
Equally,
Mm-hmm.
equally, collectively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So
Okay.
for those that would like to experience lucid dreaming, astral projection, I have a technique very simple to do, which is you can lay down on the bed. Oh, I prefer the sofa or a recliner,
Mm.
because if I go to the bed, I might fall asleep.
Yes.
But for the purpose of the lucid dreaming and practice of astral projection, I would suggest a recliner and a sofa, and you can listen to some music or um, some how do you call it, sound beats. I can't remember the name, but hemi sings,
Yeah.
and to get you to that delta and alpha and all that stuff states.
Yes.
And you set intentions. What is the intention that you want to have an out of body experience or a lucid dreaming? And I want to experience outside this planet. I want to see the planet from the outside. I want to experience my divine, my soul. I want to experience my higher self, for instance.
Right.
And then you lay down, take a deep breath, and you allow yourself to get going. And when you start experiencing, some people might experience paralysis, sleep paralysis,
Mm-hmm.
or vibrations. Stay calm. Nothing's gonna happen to you. That's a sign that you're getting into the energy, into that frequency, that vibration. Because you need to have that. That's your clue that you're getting into it. You're doing the right thing. So don't be afraid, because sometimes the fear has been put in us by the belief system that it could be evil, it could be the demons coming to you through sleep paralysis or vibrations and all that stuff. That's bad. That's what I was told when I was growing up by my pastor or my church.
Right.
Right. So relax, take a deep breath. And when a moment you allow the sleep paralysis to do what it needs to do, or the vibrations, that's when you take action. Either you roll out of the sofa or jump, or kind of try to stand up. And your body is not the one that's going to stand up. It's your energy body.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have set up your intentions, what you want to do, that's when you have programmed yourself already. That energy body is going to do what you program it to do. Take me to see the pyramids of Egypt, or I want a little vacation to Italy, or I want to go to an astral school to learn. I would like to experience my higher self. My higher self is my favorite one, because
Yeah.
that's the one that you see the golden light, or you hear angelical voices surrounding you. I have experienced that, and it's amazing. It's very powerful.
You know, you got me to thinking about how many people may be having that experience and not even recognizing that that's what's happening.
Right.
I know that for me, it took me many years into my adulthood to learn how to properly meditate.
Uh-huh.
And when I finally got there, I was able to go through medical procedures, for example, that I had to have medication for before, MRIs where they put your head in a little cage and they've got you stuck in this little tiny machine. And for somebody like myself that's claustrophobic, this was not a comfortable position to be in. And yet, when I was able to activate meditation, I was able to take myself back to Hawaii.
Yes.
Where I had been, and I really loved the experience of Hawaii, all the green and the colors, because you
Yes,
have the
definitely.
colorful animals and the colorful flowers and the colorful fish that, yes, they are like
Yes.
looking at a fish tank. And I was able to access that. And I thought I had fallen asleep on the technician, and he said, no, you were with me the whole time.
Yeah, mental projection. You had a mental projection. Yes.
Yes.
See, Katana, that's the thing, that we don't realize all the tools that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We are a virtual reality.
Yes.
We can create holographic images. It's so that now in the world, Google or Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, they're coming with metaverse.
Yes.
And that's part of who we are too,
Mm-hmm.
But we do it naturally. This is artificial.
Right. You made me think of I think it's Sony that came up with the first virtual viewer.
Mm-hmm.
And that had to come from the concept that somebody had experienced themselves, and they just figured out how to make it possible for others to have that same experience.
Yes. And I love it, because that's going to help us enhance our experiences. That's going to trigger what's in us and encoded in our DNA, this lucid dreaming, and that's going to help and spark. That's going to help us wake up everybody.
Right.
My opinion, my thinking, what I see and happening, being positive. Me, I'm a positive person. I always see things that are happening, and I visualize it that it's going to transform us for the better,
Yes.
for the best.
Yes.
I'm not pessimist about, it's going to do something mental to us. It's going to endanger human beings now. No, I see that we're going to evolve even more.
And that kind of brings me back to what I was thinking about with, I've got this transformational art process, which kind of does the same thing. You're turning your imagery that's in your mind
Exactly.
into a picture in the external world. You're able to tell your story either on a canvas or in digital. It doesn't matter. I can take you from whatever art form you want to use, including sculptural or even earth art that I developed for Earth Day, for the eco-friendly group of people that don't want to leave a carbon imprint. But I was reminded of the fact that we don't use all of our brain's capacity.
Correct.
And there's so much of it that we don't understand. And each time we come up with something new, I believe that we're tapping in to that next level of what's there,
Exactly. And I love the word you use, tapping,
Yes.
because that's what we got to do. We got to tap into our resources, tap into our knowledge. Everything is within us. We just got to go inward.
Yes.
And tap into our knowledge, our wisdom, and be able to manifest it into this physical. That's what a lot of people are doing now with this metaverse and this virtual reality. They're tapping into their source to create this.
Mm-hmm.
And also in movies, they're tapping into the lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences to create these movies that you see, like Inception, like The Matrix. There's so many movies out there that plays out the lucid dreaming
Mm-hmm.
world, and it's magnificent. I'm happy to see that, because that motivates me to continue practicing.
That's fantastic, because that brings me to my next question for you with regard to your business and being able to have this audience understand you even more. What is your superpower? What is it that you do?
My superpower. My superpower for me is connecting with people. It's connecting with people and sharing with people. Just the ability that I have to connect with people, just bring them to, I love bringing to awareness, to understanding, to comprehension. It's just the ability to understand what I'm doing and be able to share it with someone else that is interested.
Wow.
That's what I see in me as a superpower. I mean, I could say going through walls, I could say flying in my dreams.
Oh, I love to fly in my dreams, by the way. And, it turns out that that's not that common. I thought it was more common than it was. And I can remember when I first started dreaming about flying, I could only get so far, and I had to work real hard at it.
Yes.
And over time, now I can fly. And I remember having the birds look at me like, wow.
Yeah.
When did you get here?
Yeah. And there's something very interesting about flying.
Yes.
Some people, they fly easily, and some others, they try to fly, but they jump and they can't fly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an interpretation about that.
Okay.
Because of my own experience with that one, sometimes I have flown just fine, and some other times I try to fly and I can't. So it's something that is holding you back in the physical. So I remember having this dream where I wanted to go fly into the sky, touch the clouds and all that stuff, but I couldn't. And then I became with awareness, and I said to myself, I release myself from everything that is holding me back so I can move forward. When I say that, I start flying up straight to the sky, and then went out into the space, and I see the beautiful blue planet. And I remember extending my arms and sending healing to the planet.
Wow. That's
and then I
beautiful.
came back down. Yeah. So when you release yourself from anything that's holding you back, whatever it is, then even in this physical world, you're able to move forward.
Oh boy, yes. It is encompassed in just about everything, isn't it? Whether it's a conversation that you want to have with someone, or you want to achieve something in your business, or even something like exploring travel, it's about our mindset.
Right.
And whether or not we choose to stay stuck, stay in those, places that aren't serving us anymore.
Right. We got to get rid of that what's not serving us any longer and start bringing a new programming.
Yes.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have set up a book that I read. It's called
Ooh.
Spark by Jaime Lundquist-Munoz.
Okay.
And it is about the 8 mental habits of highly successful people. When I read that book, I realized that it was all about the mindset, like you just mentioned. That's why it's funny that I had this book ready and you mentioned mindset, because it's all about the mindset, how you are seeing things, how your habits, how you can change them and improve them. And when I read that book by Jaime Lundquist-Munoz, Spark, it totally changed my life. It
Yes.
totally went like this. I went like awakened. And when I shifted my belief system, my habits and things like that, I felt more opportunities, portal opportunities open up for me.
Yes. For me, it was Rhonda Britton, who is a phenomenal life coach. And I know I'm underplaying that grossly. She's, an Emmy-winning life coach. In studying with her, I'm going through her Confidence Week right now for the second time. The first time was a year ago. And I love the work, because even as you're working through things, you come back and find that those places where maybe you slip back into, and yesterday we covered excuses, and you don't even recognize how an excuse keeps you stuck.
Right.
And they will make decisions for your life, because when you say, I can't do that because, it's a limiting belief. And I actually came to tears because I realized I had at least 5 places where I was letting excuses make my decisions.
Yes.
And I decided last night, I said, no, I'm not letting these excuses, determine whether or not I live the life that I was meant to live. And so it's beautiful that we covered that, because it's tapping into our unconscious mind and empowering it.
Yes, definitely. Yes, I love that.
So the next question I have for you then is,
okay.
it's safe. I promise.
Okay, all right.
I promise. Well, I think so anyway. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? What is the one thing you would tell that 18-year-old self?
What I take my 18-year-old self? Relax, trust the process. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to work out at the end. And if it doesn't work out at the end, it's not the end.
Oh, wow.
It's just the beginning.
That's
to something
powerful.
amazing. And I know that because that's what I'm experiencing now.
I absolutely love it. No, that's very powerful. It's incredible to me how many different times I hear that with folks, and I I'm pretty sure I said the same thing, which is, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to
Yes.
be okay.
And you brought me back to when I was 18 years old, asking myself that question in the future. What will be of me? What is going to happen to me? When I was 18 years old, I asked that question to myself.
Oh, wow.
Will I be okay? Will I have a family? Will I be married? We probably ask those questions ourselves, asking, but in the future, when I was 18, I always pictured this kind of life that I have now. And I trusted that I was going to get there. Wow. So now that I'm at this age, looking back at 18 with your question, it was safe. Thank you. Then I have realized that I have accomplished pretty much what I dreamt of when I was 18 years old. So also, relax, do what you need to do, keep working on what you're working, and things start aligning. And then you will manifest everything that you have worked for at the end. And I see it as an example of my, how my life has been playing out, because dreams have guided me to the life I have now, and I have followed it. And if we learn to trust our dreams, they will take us to fulfill them, and even more than you expect.
Yes.
So we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be good. Yeah.
That's great. So how can the listeners today reach out to you?
Well, I'm on Facebook with the same name, Jaime Lundquist-Munoz, and Instagram also. I have also two groups in Lucid Dreaming and Astral Projection on Facebook. So I will give you the link to it, and that's where I can be reached.
Well, I am so grateful that you joined me here today and shared yourself with me and the listeners. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, and I thank you so much for inviting me and share all this with your audience, because we only cover a tiny bit, a tiny of what it is, how it is, but we can only give just certain amount, to be able to grasp and understand. But just trust in yourself, go inward. And before going to bed, set your intentions, do a prayer if you like, and open yourself up to receive and to see new things. It's time for an upgrade. We got to upgrade ourselves. We cannot stay the same way we are.
Boy, and today's world is definitely giving us that moment.
Yes, to do that.
To pay attention.
Yes.
Be mindful. And have that opportunity.
Yes, we had the opportunity to upgrade ourselves now and do anything that you wanted to do it. Because this is your time. This is a perfect timing right now in the whole history of the planet to complete your assignments. What you came here to do.
Well, I look forward to having you back at some point in the future and, possibly co-creating with you sometime in the future.
I would love to very much. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and I wish you a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you, Katana, and you too, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Transformational Art with Katana. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and share the link to this podcast with your family and friends. To connect with me personally, please send an email to transformationalartwithkatana@gmail.com. Have a beautiful day.